Guys, I thought I knew what I bought, but after digging in this Chevelle, I'm just not so sure anymore. Welcome back to Floyd's Speed Shop, everybody. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. Today, we're gonna get into this 1968 Chevelle SS 396 and see what I actually bought. Last week, we brought home the 68 Chevelle SS. If you didn't check out the last video, I showed you guys basically the condition that we brought it home in. Basically, we just cleaned it up, went over it just a little bit, but today we're gonna dive deeper. I did know that things like this, it was missing a headlight. I knew it had a little bit of rust down in the lower fenders. I knew it needed some lower quarter panels. I even knew it needed an interior and floors and a little bit of crust back here too. There was a whole lot that I didn't know about the car, and today we're gonna dive deeper into that. So this car was owned by someone by the name of Jerry Sims, and this handwritten title goes back to, it looks like 77. Yeah, this handwritten title goes back to 77. And it looks like the bill of sale, this car was bought by Tip Top Motors for 500 beans, guys, in 1989. Goodness. Can you imagine that? I bet it was running and driving. But I thought this was really cool. It's the handwritten title, and like a dingus, I got it a little moist in my pocket. Yeah. We have the body plate right here, and I am not an expert decoder. I don't know all the information behind these things. But what I can tell you is this was built in Kansas City, and these numbers right here, if you go on some of the old forums, you'll be able to see what you got. From what I was able to gather, this is supposed to be a gold car, and it is, in fact, based off of these numbers right here. It is confirmed to be a true SS car, so that's good news. Not the original color, but it's still an original big dog, so that's pretty rad. It's cool to know that we've got a real SS car, and it is a 138 VIN, but I was seeing some conflicting information on the VIN, so I wasn't super sure. Now we're gonna check out, let's take a look at the rear end. I think it's a 12 bolt, but I have not confirmed it yet, so let me put it up in the air. All right, so we got the car up, and we're looking at this rear end, and she is toasty cooked. But I did confirm it is a 12 bolt, but I think it's an open diff, which doesn't make sense to me. I would really think that a SS car would have posi. If I put my foot on this wheel and spin the other, no resistance, no movement, nothing. I can't feel anything. So maybe the clutches are all worn out. I don't know. All I know is I don't think it has the old posi in her, which isn't a big deal. When we tear it apart, we will we'll fix that. We'll get the rear end painted, and we'll throw some gears in it, and yeah, address all that. One thing I kind of want to try to do while I'm under it is take down this gas tank, because sometimes they put the build sheet above the gas tanks. It'd be really cool if they had that in there. So I think it'll be worth the 20 minutes of work. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, I don't see any build sheet. Golly. So that sucks. But at least the gas tank's out now. Just as I expected. Aye! Oh, dude. A spider web moved and I thought it was a mouse. Powerful. I need to do something about those straps. Gotta make sure you wear eye protection. Dude. I'm not super stoked on these coil springs because there's no shocks. So they're just flopping, dude. All right, where are we at right now? We figured out, confirmed by the body plate and the VIN 138 on the VIN, this is a true SS car. It does have a 12-bolt rear end. It doesn't have a gas tank anymore. Now, let's check out the engine block. T03 0 CLB 114147180, something like that. You know what that tells me, guys? I'm gonna act like I knew off the top of my head just by reading that engine stamp that that's not the right engine, but I asked ChatGPT, and sure enough, this isn't the right engine. So it's still a 396. It has a 3-speed manual in it, but it does have a Muncie shifter. Did Muncie make a 3-speed? Oh, dude. Oh, they jacked up that floor. For some reason, guys, I'm not like the Chevelle king, so don't roast me too hard. For some reason, when I first saw it, I noticed all of that mechanism there, and my initial thought was like, maybe that's how they came. Maybe there's a panel that goes on top. No, dude. Someone went crazy. I've seen enough, guys. Am I disappointed? No, I'm not. Hey, it's a true SS 68. Or a 1968 396 SS Chevelle, and it's not that bad. Needs some floors, needs a little bit of body work, but it's really in great condition. So given that it was rotting for so long, it's in great shape. It's not ideal that it's not the original transmission and engine. Very, very not ideal. That puts me, I don't know if you can hear the wind. That puts me in a position where I mean, I'm gonna say it. Is it okay to put an LS engine in it? I know it's a 396 car. I know it. It doesn't have the original paint. It doesn't have the original drivetrain. It doesn't have anything. The other side of me is like, get the 396 rebuilt, slap a carburetor on it, throw a T56 behind it and take off. Guys, this is a tough one. Either way, guys, we have to acknowledge the victory here. We have saved this from rotting away to dust. So at least we have something we can start with. Don't come after me if I even mention LS in this thing, because everybody knows. I'm just gonna say it. Reliability, power, cost. Come on now. The LS takes the win on that. Now, coolness, torque, overheating, getting caught at the Denny's parking lot, we'll give it to the big block. We'll do it. They are cool. They are really cool. And we may keep a big block in it. We're not at a point where we can decide what drivetrain it's having. We know what we're working with now. We have to get our twin turbo SS on the road, and then we got to get this old turd chopped up and slammed. And that's getting an LS and a 4L80. So anyways, guys, hey, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna tuck this thing away for a couple months. You know, here and there we'll be getting some parts for it set aside. Like I said, our biggest priority is to pull it apart and just clean everything and stop the rust from happening anymore. So if for some reason I decide to keep the body like it is, patinaed a little bit, then we'll do some rust inhibitor on the inside where we can reach it and clean up everything the best we can. It's gonna get some pans no matter what, and we're also pulling the frame off to coat the frame, throw some tubular control arms on it, and really just dial it in with some good brakes. At that point, we'll have a rolling chassis, and then we'll decide what drivetrain it's getting. I'm gonna wait until we have done everything else, because I'm so undecided, and some of you are really coming after me for suggesting an LS. But let's focus on coming together and just cleaning this thing up. Hey, hit subscribe, guys. Seriously, hit subscribe, follow along. This is gonna be a fun build. The white Chevy is gonna be a fun build. Nobody cares about the F-body. It is what it is. Hit subscribe, follow along. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. We'll see you there.